should.
Nope.
It's all the class 85 more high school. It's fun though. We used to go there.
Just so you know, Crystal just called me and asked in the beginning for me to announce
Yeah, she sent a text message to everybody who sent,
to who, everybody who,
everybody on the roster.
saying that this, to do this.
I haven't sent it to everyone. I'm sending it to everybody individually right now,
Yeah,
just so you know.
Okay,
that's what she sent.
Is that hers?
maybe. Okay, she just told me to write this down and to announce it.
Yeah, I was just saying that she also sent.
Okay, she didn't tell me she was doing that. All right.
Hi, Crystal. Is that Crystal?
Yes.
Ooh. Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
Talking about you.
Uh-oh, I'm glad.
And the golf league.
But yeah, this is Brett. Are you wanting to play in the golf league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to Rick and see what we can do about getting you in.
Yeah, Brian was.
Okay.
Girls weren't allowed, so we were.
Well,
Listen, hey, just so you know, if it's an all men's league, I'll wear a mustache. Like, I'm totally down.
It is an all men's league, but
Okay.
I think we can do a stipulation. I'll call you more about it whenever I talk to Rick, but
Okay.
I'm gonna call him this afternoon.
All right. Yeah, sounds great.
Nobody keeps baby in the corner.
I'm not.
I put that was on this one.
Oh, I love that movie.
I do too. I was just thought I kept walking by, right? He did, he said.
How are you?
Yeah, so we're definitely.
Yeah, you have first national.
But sense.
Yeah. Hey, Siobhan. Yeah, get on up here, woman. Just get closer to the front.
Yeah.
And then our ice machine. Getting gears or sorry.
What's wrong with you? Like,
I'm not think I would play that. It's a built.
oh, sorry.
It's over
Over the cooktop? Yeah, that's how mine is. Is there like, it's just mounted up in there and then there's a gap below or just open? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Where is everybody?
Laura.
Historically late. Do you want to make a passport?
I'm on my way here.
I don't know. We got half the ALC, almost half. Almost half the ALC. Thank you.
Well, this just got posted on Facebook this morning. I was asking, she's telling her days ago that I thought we had a meeting on Tuesday. She kept
Every-
She kept saying, no, no, no.
Every third Tuesday of the month, we have TV. Every third Tuesday. Always, always, always. Rain or shine.
Or the third Wednesday we had something.
Third Wednesdays was the Wednesday, but the team meeting Tuesdays at lunchtime is something. It's the first one is Taco Tuesday with our icon, then we have our mid meetings on the next Tuesday. The third is always team meeting, the fourth is always ALC, but we moved ALC to tomorrow since I'll be in Orlando for family reunion. So.
I just read on the news this morning, on the radio news, I mean, I had to get out the truck, so I need to talk about brawl at Disney World. And my first thought was all the realtors are down there.
They're not there, well, you have some good early. I bet you there are probably people that said, let's go to Disney and get down a little bit earlier. Hey, Lauren, how are you? Good. Well, there's another one. Halloween here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Tara and Summer. Okay, we're good. I got at least the ALC's here.
Like I told you, she said, well, she's on. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, right. Well, you would say it's also. So I can't even use that for experience. Hey, Jen, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
All right, everybody. Hey. Hi, I was just waiting for you. Okay, just waiting for you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started as we are usually, we recognize that real estate agents are often, once in a while, can be late to something. So before we get started and introduce our sponsors, I want to, and Crystal sent a text out to everybody. I don't know if you all were affected. Time out, everybody listen up, listen up. I don't know if everybody or anyone was affected by the problems that we had at the end of the week with DocuSign. If you are still having problems with DocuSign, you must let Crystal know. So please just sign your name and put your email address on this sheet before you leave today, so that we can let her know who might still be having some problems.
Also,
and
Stephanie,
Some one-on-one attention.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. On that list, also, can you guys let me know if you're just having an issue with Command connecting to DocuSign, or if you are still not able to get into DocuSign? I need to have those names by the end of the day. So I'm still sending out text messages. You probably haven't sent one, received one from me right now. I'm sending them individually. So yeah, please text me back or put your name on there. That'd be great. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Is anybody in here having any issues? Nope. Crystal, this room's clear, okay? No one
Oh, thank you.
issue, so, okay. We would love, all I'm saying is the OAR conference is today, so there might be some people at the Capitol, and that could be where everybody is. Or if it's just really super nice outside, maybe they're getting a little bit of that, I don't know. But I just want to first say thank you to our special guests. Come on up, Brett Wilson, Tia Hobson, First American Title, First American Award. And I'm gonna give you some time with these folks.
All right, so I'm Brett Wilson with First American Home Warranty, if y'all don't know me. In May, you all know what home warranties are, right, and what they cover. So in May, we added 2 new products. One was the first class, here. I need to give these all out. This, please, ma'am. I appreciate you. Anyways, I believe it's on page 6, both of them, First Class Plumbing Plus and then the First Class Plus. I'll talk about the First Class Plus, or it's 11, my bad. So warranty companies never have covered for modifications to an AC unit or a hot water tank. It's always, we've always covered for the first class upgrade, $250 to full permits and codes. And usually everything else is out on the homeowner, other than we still cover parts and labor. May 3rd or May, we added 2 new products, the First Class Plus, which covers for $1,250 worth of modifications to an AC unit, to a hot water tank. Meaning, if you had this additive added to your product, you probably wouldn't have any out-of-pocket expenses other than maybe a slab leak. Now, I'm about to talk about Plumbing Plus, which covers up to $1,500 of slab leaks. It used to be $500, or it still is $500 if you don't add it. But if you add it, it's basically gonna be a wash. So you're not gonna owe any money other than a service fee for the slab leak, because they're usually right around $1,500, unless it's super major. We also added that we're gonna cover up to $1,000 outside the foundation of the home for the Plumbing Plus if you have a main line leak, which is great because no other home warranties actually cover anything really outside the foundation of the home. Other than, your well and septic and pool. So those are 2 great products that we have. We're still covering for R22. We're still covering full. So I think R22 right now is about $200 per pound is what they're saying. I mean, give or take, depending on the technician and how much they feel like charging, because to be honest, there is no actual price limit on R22 now, because it's not even, it hasn't been available since 2020. This is 2022. They've come up with supplemental systems like R7. It's supposed to work like R22, but they still have to flush the system out in order to put it in, because you can't have both of them in there. It's too much of a mixture. But we're still covering for all that. So that's good. The plumbing plus though, we used to never cover for roots. Anytime, it's always normal wear and tear, and they don't consider roots in the pipes if they have to go through a clean out. That is not covered. This is added to it, the plumbing plus. It's covers up to $250, which is plenty to snake a line. And it also covers up to $250 to get on a roof, because we don't cover clean outs through roofs either. I'm gonna be here, in April?
Yes.
And we'll go in a lot bigger dive on what we actually cover, the great attributes that First American can provide for you and your fund. But you guys have any questions now, though? Take it. Anything?
Well, tankless water heaters.
Tankless? Yeah, we cover those. We cover tankless. Sometimes they can be more of a nuisance than they are good. Yes, you have a lot of hot water for a long time, you don't run out. The thing about tankless hot water tanks is you need to get them probably flushed out every year, because if you don't, they'll just ruin. Yes. What, you have a tankless? Yeah. That's the only issue I've really, came into with tankless hot water tanks is getting them flushed.
From which you can do yourself.
Right.
What about heated flooring?
No.
Y'all don't cover that all?
No, maybe Colorado. Not here. We are looking, maybe adding some stuff, sprinkler systems. We just, it's logistic wise and wording and liability. We're looking for coverage on that, so that's maybe.
Some examples of like the modifications.
So say we come out and replace your heater, right? It's up in the attic or wherever. And the tech calls out that, we have to do some plumbing work. They have to adjust some duct work for the new heater. Well, those are all on the homeowner. Whatever those non-covered costs are on the homeowner. So if they have that additive, that $1,250 will go towards their non-covered costs. That's why I'm saying, like, the value for it, it's $100 to add, but it's well worth it, especially if your system is older, you have an older hot water tank, because it goes towards that as well. And it's, once when you use the $1,250 for that year, it goes back to zero the next year. So, if you renew, you're not gonna owe, if you have to replace something else and you have non-covered costs, it's still gonna cover towards that as well.
Can that be added anytime?
It has to be added upon renewal or within the first 60 days of your client signing up. So if they've already paid for a warranty and got a warranty, they can go add that themselves. They can just call the 1-800 number, say, I'd like to pay an extra $100 to add this to my product, and they can cover it. Now, if they have an existing claim and they want to do that, no. Hey, trust me, I get that.
Ask is always a no.
Exactly. I'd rather you ask it though, that way you know.
I gotta say, First American Home Warranty is amazing. We just bought a house in September and Brett has been nothing but spectacular. We had a minor little electrical fire in our house. Somebody came out and fixed it. We had 36 feet of sewer line that we had an issue with plumbing. I say do all of the things that you need to add on for your house. Seriously, they've been nothing but awesome. And Brett is just, thank you so much, Brett. You're awesome. Thank you for always taking my call or calling me back. Customer service is just amazing. So thank you.
I second that.
I heard that.
Oh, my. Awesome.
Hey, Laura.
Yeah, definitely.
Trina,
Let's leave it at mine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be real, everybody's selling the same product, but it's the person that's selling it that'll take
That's
care of it.
right.
It's not the product itself, it's always the person doing it. Especially this one, that's in the village right there.
Come on up, Tia, give us your two
I've been
cents.
asked if you can get this on mobile homes.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
They have
she-
heaters that shoot water tanks.
Well, every time he just talked about up here, including slab lids and everything else, I've had, so they do a good job. And I've never had to say, hey, guys, I work for First American Title.
Yeah.
So they've done us good. I'm Tia Hobson with First American Title. I'm the title side.
I'll take it.
We obviously work for the, would you hush, Brett?
I'm sorry. So sorry.
I raised boys.
And they're all my age.
And they're not, yeah, thank you. I'm on the title side, I'm your sales rep. I know most of you guys, I've worked with tons of people in here for a long time. We've got some exciting announcements. The Norman office on 26th Street, some of you may know Leslie Rackley, who's been around the business for a long time in Norman. She is now my front desk. So stop by and say, hey, she's amazing. That office, we are building a new office right here on 36th and 36th North between Tecumseh and Rock Creek. We'll be moving, yeah, this way, I'm sorry. Yeah, this way. I have to be able to look out the window to see where I am. Over here. We will be in there. It's probably going to be summer. They're building us out right now. So probably summertime. My big group will be over there. Then I've got my small group, Penny Zumwalt's team and Becky Nail's commercial team are moving into Madison Square on 24th next week, I think. So we've got some things moving around down here. I have got, of course, you guys know Janie Murphy that worked for another company for many years is now in my big Norman office. First American has, I think we've got 13 offices in the metro right now. So I know a lot of you guys don't just sell in the Norman market. I've got a closer anywhere you've got a property just about. One cool thing that we have rolled out this year that's really amazing is we have a RON department. Has anyone done a RON closing? Well, RON, a remote online notary closing.
Oh, wow.
RON notary, RON closings are really, really, really getting popular. More and more people are not coming to the table for closing. More and more people are out of the country, out of state, whatever. Right now, we have a RON department. They sit actually in California in our home campus. I don't know how many ladies are in that unit right now, but they've done over 32,000 RON closings to date. We do not charge extra for RON. So if you have a seller, you've got a buyer, you've got somebody that needs a remote online notary, it requires some lead time. We can't at 10 o'clock say, oh gosh, we've got to set up a RON. It's a little more complicated than that. The one caveat to that is if there is a lender involved on the buyer's side of the transaction, they have to bless it before it can be done. They still, even if it's the seller, the lender has to bless it. That's the one little hiccup that they haven't changed the laws yet to where they can, but we've got a department that's all they do. So I don't, in the beginning, we were certified. I'm a certified RON closer. I have no clue. It takes me about 15 hours to get one ready. So that was not effective. We put in a team, they're specialists, and that's all they do. The other thing is our 1031 exchange company. I'm seeing a lot of 1031s come through. If you guys have anybody interested in 1031 exchanges, that team is there to help educate you and or your people. You can go to the website. Keep in mind, you can do reverse 1031s where you can buy before you sell. Huge product for folks right now. And when you do a 1031 with a national company, that money is deposited nationally. And if those people in that department go away today, it doesn't matter, everything's still status quo. Whereas if you're doing with an individual, say an individual law firm or something like that, a little different liabilities. So we've got that.
What is is there a standard fee for the exchange?
It depends on the size of the exchange,
That's
so.
Like
Percentage, a sliding percent.
I don't know, but I can find that out. I think it's a set fee that's graduated, which is basically would be about the same thing.
And where would we send our clients to, besides website, but who do they talk to? Anybody at First Down?
Well, so if you've got one, the girls here do it, so we do everything through 1030, the 1030 company, but we have an Oklahoma rep, her name's Adrienne Salyer, I can get her information. She's actually gonna be coming to town here before long, and she's got a 1 hour 1031 CE class that's really, really, really good. She knows her stuff right now. So I can get you that information. So, we are one of the biggest title companies in the nation, guys, just because the guy that you see driving around town with First Dam on the car, that's not the guy that owns First Dam. We're a Fortune 100 company. A lot of people don't realize just how big we are, the strength that we have. That's really important to you and your clients. The policies that we write for your homeowners are expanded coverage policies, which is very important for you as the professional when you are giving your people the information of how to pick their title company or what title policies to be with. Get in there, develop a relationship with the closers, the processors, really the processors you guys probably work with as much or more. So that we can figure out what do you want? Let us know what you want in a closing, because closings are not cookie cutters anymore. We don't say it's this way or the highway. You know, I've got some agents that say, I want my buyers to close in Norman and my sellers to close in Moore every time. Okay, we'll make that happen. We are rolling out, we can now do ACH disbursements, which is really cool. So if you've got sellers or realtors that want their money dispersed ACH, we can now do that. We didn't think we'd ever see the day that would happen. We can do that now. We can't bring money in yet, but we can bring in earnest money through Zochem to where they can take a picture of the check, auto deposit it, and it goes straight to the closing account. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, they're going to open that up where they can bring their closing proceeds in without having to go get a cashier's check. We just got a notice this morning. Wells Fargo. If you're doing any new loans with Wells Fargo, anyone and everyone that communicates and works with their people have to be masked. So if you've got somebody doing a Wells Fargo loan and they're coming in for closing, we will ask for everyone in the building to be masked while they're there. Just FYI.
What's the purpose of that?
That's Wells Fargo's,
They're from California.
that's Wells Fargo. You know, I don't know where Wells
It is California.
I don't know where they're based, but I think it is. But we just got that this morning. Everybody in the building, when a Wells customer in there, has to be masked. So
They thought it looked good with their stagecoach image.
kind of you kind of heard a riffle go through that building when that came across. When you guys are working with buyers, at what point in time do you ask them where their money's coming from for closing?
Before we read
Before
the
we
offer.
start,
No,
yeah.
not their lender. Where's their cash coming from? How are they gonna get that cash to us?
Has your check that ready? That's what you said.
Oh, like in the buyer's consultation, typically,
Yeah.
telling them that there's a cashier on it, yeah.
Okay, keep in mind, Oklahoma does not have a Wells Fargo bank.
Correct.
Period. Yep, we had 3 in one day in one office. We had to send 2 of them chose to drive to Texas, 1 of them drove to Kansas.
What?
To get their cashier's checks because they had not made prior arrangements, and you have to be standing at the counter. You can't call in and wire money out of Wells. You have to be standing at the counter. Those realtors looked really stupid and they were feeling really bad. And these people were all moving in from out of state and really didn't have time to drive to Texas and Kansas. They were all people that if I said the names, you would everyone know the names. Their banks did not care. So when you're talking to your people, some of your small town banks are the same way. Tell them, make arrangements with your bank now to figure out how you're going to transfer your money to the title company, be it a cashier's check, a wire, whatever means they are going to use. Have them check that out early on so that we don't get to closing and stumble. It's really, really hard when they haven't done that. You've got sellers, and we're seeing more and more sellers say no money, no keys. And that doesn't make anyone happy. So, you guys have any questions? Talk to those closers, talk to those processors. I'm a liaison. You can always get a hold of me. We've got tons of products and services. If anybody's interested, just holler at me.
We'd love to have somebody come talk to us about the 1031 and the reverse
That's my department.
and the 1031. The reverse, like I know nothing about.
Right,
the
the
1031.
reverse, and they had that law for a few years, and you can go out to First American 1031 Exchange Company, and you can get all the information.
He's gonna say you're gonna do it.
Reverse, they simply get a time, I don't know the time limits, but they can buy.
Yeah, I want to- Right.
No, I went to China.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, you two. We'll see you. I think we'll see both of you. Okay, never mind. We'll see you. We'll see you next month.
He always tells me that.
I know. Thank you guys. Hey, we appreciate you so much, and thank you for lunch. I really appreciate it. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay, I'm gonna move along a little bit. I've got a funny video, but I'm gonna save it because I want to stay true to our 1 hour. Peggy is at the OAR conference and she sent a little video and it's pretty funny, but I'm gonna save it for next month. Okay, you guys okay with that?
Can you get a plate to eat if you want?
Yes, why don't you get some eating and then we're gonna talk about bucket fills while we do this. Who's got a bucket to fill? Somebody.
Bucket right here.
Okay, go fill your bucket. Hurry up. Okay.
I don't know if it's one, but Taylor Davis is just really good about checking in. Always, like, what can I do? Oh,
I love that. I love
and
that.
it really makes it's motivating.
Thanks so much, appreciate it.
It feels good that you care. I feel like it's so genuine too.
Do you know what? I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I hope he hears that. That's true. He's grown a whole lot in the last few years. It's pretty cool. What did that make? That makes it sound like he wasn't like that. That's not what I meant. But, all right, grab some lunch. You guys hungry? Go ahead. All right, any more bucket fills? Okay, we're gonna continue.
All right.
All right. Go the extra mile. Thank you, Tom, for relinquishing. We're gonna still get a picture before this changes hands. As you know, voting, we asked for voting for the Go the Extra Mile Award. The Go the Extra Mile Award is for someone who is gone above and beyond for other people in our market center, in our office. And there were a lot of people that responded to this one. And I am so excited that she walked into the room. Christina!
Atta girl, woo!
Service, we might need to wipe down a little glass. All right, there she is, there she is. All right. I'm also going to pass on doing our stand-up and chanting all these mission, vision, values, beliefs, perspectives, just because of time. Although that is my absolute favorite thing that we do with the team meeting.
But we're not doing it.
No, I know you want to, Aaron. Next time, okay? I know. He said he can't wait. He can't wait for that.
Only reason I came.
I know. Okay, our mission moment. So the mission moment is all going to be about your new ALC and the leadership. For those of you that may not know what an ALC is, it's Agent Leadership Council. It is a group of top producing agents that have volunteered. I'm gonna say volunteered. I selected them and it's not a paid position, I am so sorry to say. And probably come October, September, October, you're gonna be wishing it was. No. This is a group of talented individuals who are coming from a place of contribution that raised their hands and said, I would love to serve and be part of, think of it like the board of directors for our office. They help me make decisions, we make policies, and they're your voice. If you are interested in anything happening in the Market Center, please see one of the ALC. That is the voice of the people, if you will. So today I wanted to let each of them come up and have just a couple of minutes to share about their committees. Because as many of you know, there are committees. We have several committees here, and I encourage people to get involved and become part of something that is more inspiring that they would like to do. So I am going to start with who? Who wants to go first? All right, Karina, bring it.
So, Summer Fowler, you see her? Her and I, we do the career development, and so we thought of what would be the best to do. So our goal is to provide the best education to all of us to become the best realtor, and obviously educational and professional on any level. And last year, you know, I think Taylor was on the career development, leading it, putting a really good structure together and consistency so people could kind of block and know when classes are. And so Summer and I were going to just take that with whoever wants to help us to just build on this great system that they put in place. A bunch of people did fill out the survey, and I started calling yesterday a few people, and so just getting some feedback, more details on the survey, also some feedback in general on classes that we had in the past, maybe that you guys would like to see again. We don't want to make it complicated. We want to keep it simple and highly successful. So any feedback, good or bad, we're open to it. And yeah, we would love to have anybody's input, you know, feedback or helping wise on our committee. Shouldn't take much of your time, really. You know, if you have outside vendors you want to see. So I think career development can be successful. There's very little time, but lots of, you know, feedback from you guys, what you want to see.
Great job.
And then Crystal, so we will actually we will send something out. So some people don't know when certain things are, or how to access the training calendar. So we will give a little bit of an overview. So it's one-stop shop so people understand, oh, here, that's where we're going, and easy way to find things.
We love that. All right, thank you, Karina.
I'm Aaron Petrone. I'm co-chairing with Brian Coombs, the fun/social/community committee, and we've got we're kind of co-coordinating with the culture committee for our Red Day event for the office, which is, you know, an event that we should all come together and provide a service to the community that is, I guess, charitable, helpful in some way, that we can kind of represent the spirit of who we are as Keller agents. I think kind of the purpose of our committee is to bring our office together a number of times throughout the year so we can create some fun social times, get together, kind of meet each other's families, break through relationship wise with us kind of outside the office in some events. So a few of those that we've been considering, so we know we're taking care of Red Day. We know our committee is going to plan and put together the Christmas party. But outside of that, my kind of vision for some events for our office are kind of outdoor get-togethers. I'm looking to put together 2 or 3 just social gatherings out in the community. Crystal Henderson was put out a great idea, which would be for us to coordinate to meet up at the community's outdoor festival. So there's music events, there's Jazz in June, there's the Music Fest downtown Main Street, there are art walks, there's a bunch of things that the community does and the community is involved in, and I think we all agree that coming together as an office at those events and meeting up, kind of showing who we are at those events would be really fun, and we could, you know, get to know each other there and also just enjoy what City of Norman puts together. Brian has a charitable golf tournament that he's putting together to raise money, fundraising for a charity. And we're kind of discussing which charities we're going to try to put these events to benefit. And then finally, I think last kind of thought I had, well, we had another thought, was it chicken and pickle. This sounds like a really fun event for the office, but get together, eat, and it's a restaurant with outdoor games and really family oriented. So we're kind of thinking about that. And then one last thing I thought was there's a where is that? Lawton, Medicine Park. Nice fun little community where there's shops and restaurants and bars and just a fun place to go if you've never been there, about an hour and a half. And so I'm hoping that we can do like a market center retreat for an afternoon, evening, maybe a little summit to Mount Scott. You can drive up there or hike it if you're feeling like that. And then for those that are interested, rent a place in our Airbnb or something, stay the night, leave the next morning. So that would be kind of my big event for this committee, but that's what I got.
And you need help, right? Sure.
So we have about 12 people that have, about 8 people that have kind of committed to the committee, and then another 5 or so that are like, hey, let me know if there's an event that I can help with. I'll kind of jump in on that one thing. So if there's anybody that's interested in committing to all of the committee or focusing on one event, we would love your support in any way, shape, or form. It could just be getting information out about those events or helping with informational flyers or whatever.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
what-
you. You're kind of tied into that one.
I will go quickly.
Do we have people on Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes, great. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm the chair of the Culture Committee. And I think a couple of the observations I've had about committee service so far is how intertwined all of them are. And, you know, I'm coming to a lot of realizations about the committees and how much they matter to the culture of KW. These are all ancillary. This is unnecessary. Most companies do not have this. They don't have service opportunities. They don't have shared governance opportunities. And so you can look at it one way and go, wow, that's an addition I don't need to my business. I don't need those responsibilities. And you can look at it a better way and realize that's the very reason we choose to be here, because it creates a culture and a set of values where we all have ownership of KW and our market center and our very culture. And so as the chair of the Culture Committee, we sat, who's on the committee? Jennifer's on the committee, Carrie's on the committee, Crystal's on the committee. I am still wanting to recruit probably 3 or 4 other members of the committee. So if you're interested in serving, please reach out. It is a low impact sport. It is. It's once a month we meet, and then we're gonna try to do a couple of events over the course of the year. So just as far as our big goal and our vision, I met yesterday with the Queen of Culture. I spent the afternoon with Mo and talked about what we should be doing at our market center for the next year. And Culture KW is about helping our people become the best version of themselves so that they succeed in business and life. right? And that's really what makes us unique, is that what you get out of this market center and what you get out of your time in this community affects more than just your bottom line financially. It affects your enjoyment, your reward in your whole life, the balance that apparently doesn't exist, right? But committee focuses on personal growth, training opportunities in the market center that help everyone understand the higher purpose of our business. And I think that's something also that makes us really unique. I don't know that other brokerages have higher purposes. In fact, I can tell you they don't. Their profit line is their purpose. And I think when you come to work here, we all believe in a higher purpose, right? Which, by the way, means we need to get equity on the wall,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
so let's get that done before May,
So can you make a note of that?
okay?
Thank you.
And then where we want to make an impact in our community, both individually and as a group. And so that's the goal of culture in this community. We're going to have 3 priorities over the course of the year. First one's going to be called the weekly word, and Crystal and I and the committee are going to go out into our market community and interview you and get you to talk about culture, what culture means to you, how you practice our culture in your daily life. And we're going to put together one 30-second spot every week that goes on Facebook that we can use to promote, recruit. It kind of goes across the board. You can pull it and use it for anything you want to do. And it just keeps our culture and our values at the forefront. We're going to do 2 community activities over the course of the year. One will be Red Day, and the other, we have not decided on what that is, but it will be something service oriented, probably towards the holidays, right? Where we're reaching out into the community, which we all do already really well, right? I mean, Andy's bell ringing and all of these things, that just needs to be continued and expanded. Every quarter, we'll host an educational piece on living and practicing our cultural values within KW. So we'll be working as a committee where we come in. Last year, Jennifer, we did the game show on the Y4C2Ts, and we'll continue to do fun activities where we explore why we have culture and what it means to us. So that's it. I really love some help. So if you're interested in serving on a committee, please reach out.
All right, thank you, Don.
Thanks. It's like the best.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was doing. So I'm Siobhan Evans. I'm over the Social Equity Committee. We are looking at expanding from within our office to have stuff at the Norman Board of Realtors. So in April, that is Fair Housing Month. So we are going to get with the Neighborhood Alliance and talk about some fair housing things that come up, right? In general, things that they see, things that they hear, and how can we be educated on, what's the dumb little thing that we're saying that we grew up saying and we don't realize is actually super harmful. So how can we be better in that? October, we will do like an ADA one, again at the Board of Realtors, talking about ADA compliance, things like that. Obviously, that also comes with people who have disabilities, but also like seniors aging in place. What does that look like? I mean, there's many things that this comes around in our everyday. We interact with these people all the time. One realtor in our office, she was just talking about how she has a client, they're Muslim, and they've gone and they've prayed in the home, they've meditated in the home, and just how to be aware of that and kind to that and say like, this is, I don't know anything about this, but if this is important to you, then it's important to me because we are providing a service to you and we want you to love your home. Obviously, I don't want you to get into your home and like hate me after, right? Because you hate your house. So that is what we are really looking at in social equity, is just making a difference, getting out into the community and talking to people who are not normally talked to about buying a home. People who are of all colors, but typically poor, generationally, everyone has rented, all of those things. How do we get more people into home ownership? As we see, I just saw in Houston, which is not here, but in Houston, the rates of rent has gone up 23%. And something has to change when someone can pay $1,500 a month in rent, but they can't qualify for a mortgage, right? Because my mortgage is less than $1,500 a month. So something's wrong there. So that's our mission. That's what we talk about, are those really tough conversations. We say the things we're not supposed to say, and how do we say them better? And it's just a very real committee.
All right, I'm Jonathan Gregory. I'm on the finance committee. All the other committees are exciting compared to mine. But there's a reason I'm on mine. Something I wanted to show you. Who all watched the Super Bowl and saw the commercials? All right, well, there's one on here that I'm using to kind of explain.
Just want to make sure people on Zoom can see. Should be shared.
All right, y'all. This, but I kind of related to this, and the reason.
Get seasick, but I'm thinking, I make hard money decisions. Yes, I'm thinking.
All right, I'm not advertising Greenlight, but.
You can go ahead and talk.
Okay, well, last year, one of the top producers of many here in the office, but I spent money like crazy. I take it. Last year, we bought Lake House, we bought Sea-Doos, my golf cart, had our house remodeled. And in order to grow my business, I need to control my money better. So I joined the finance committee, which basically lets me see how KW does all their budgets, the profits and loss, and things like that. So it's nothing fun, but it's something that I need personally and for my business to help grow in the future so I can start having more money. If you used to look at my bank account, you wouldn't think I'd be a top producer in here, but so that is something I want to change this year, and that's the reason I joined this committee. So if anybody wants to expand their business, their team, or their personal life to start taking more control of your money, this is a committee to get on to see it. But it's not going to be as fun as throwing parties and stuff. So
Parties later.
yeah, we'll throw parties.
One person that's not here today, Kara Cavallo, is at the OAR conference in Oklahoma City, and she is the chair of the growth committee, and I sit on that with her. And Kara has been in this market center for a really, really, really long time. And she has one desire this year. One desire. And while it rubs me a little bit, I get where she's coming from, because it's a milestone that she has been wanting to see here for a long time. Right now we have, I believe, at our transmittal, we had 167 agents in our office. She said, we never thought we'd get to 100, and then we got to 150. She said, wouldn't it be awesome if we hit 200? Caveat, great agents. We're being very, very selective about who we invite to Keller Williams. We have gone the route of anybody and everybody, right? And that just doesn't work really well. So if you know people that are interested in building a business, and we can articulate our value proposition well, and some of the things the other committees are doing on that to help with social media posts to tell our story instead of people thinking they know our story, we might be able to hit that number. It would be incredible. I would be in hog heaven. And I think there's a lot of great agents out there that I think you would love to be in business with. So That is the growth committee goal. Now, how to do that is going to be through working with career development on the great training, working with culture on great marketing to get the story out there. Finance, we're just gonna learn how to not spend as much money and better return on investment. But with equity, there's people out there that look different than me that need to be in real estate or could be in real estate. And it's about getting to those groups. And it's about having fun with our social fun group, not just with our agents in our office, which I think is critical, but also agents outside. The more we socialize and see, guys, everything is about relationship. Everything, every single thing, your business, interacting with other agents is about building a relationship. We want to make sure this year we provide a platform to do that at a higher level. So thank you all the leaders here for taking time to come in and talk. We are looking, most of these folks are looking to expand their committee. So if there's interest, please reach out to them. Okay. Any questions on any of that? Okay, I'm going to be sliding through here real quick because I'm getting out of here at 12:30. The committee meetings are always going to be the second Tuesday of the month. This will be posted on our Facebook group. Please come join us. We've got a lot of birthdays. Happy birthday to you all. We've got some anniversaries as well. Congratulations, we're glad you're here. So we have quite a few new agents. There's Kirsten, Rhonda, Fabian, Freddie, and Frankie. I forgot his name for a second. I was thinking about it. Jamie and Diana. So 4 of these people have joined the web group. As you guys may or may not know, Web has formed, they're being powered by Place, which is a Ben Katie company. It's a pretty cool thing, and it's all about growth. So I thanked her for helping us grow the office. And then Diana has joined Jonathan and Lori's team. And Rhonda is going to be a solo agent. I think she's going to be a rock star. So welcome all of you. We got a couple of cappers. Yay, Skylar. So when she goes to Orlando, she'll have a little bit of extra money to spend. Andy, congratulations for capping. Leanna had her first transaction. We're very, very proud of her. Okay, so now we're going to come into some winners, if you will, high producers. Okay, so first one is going to be Kate Gibson down in our Ardmore office, was the top individual producer. She closed 5 units at 910 million. Woo! Kate, I hope you're on there. Kate, you on there?
910 million?
No.
910,000. Sorry, did I say million? Wouldn't that have been great? That's what we did as a company. And then Handsome and Marcy, congratulations, 7 units, almost 1.4 million in production. Now this is just for January, okay? And then of course, Kyle, 16 units and a little over 2 million in closed production. So congratulations. Next slide is our top 10-ish. These are the top 10 people for closings in January. And I love it. I just love it because every month there's new people on this list. It just gives an opportunity to kind of congratulate some of the others. And I will just tell you that Taylor, where's Jen? She was calling me for 2 weeks. Am I on the list? Am I on the list? Well, you are on the list, girl. So congratulations. Next, I want to have a quick little talk before I hit the slide. How many of you have heard of Real Producers? Right? Okay. Some of you have heard about them. It is a group. They have a magazine. It's a pretty cool magazine. A couple of our agents have been on the cover. I think Justin Stevens was the first one. Taylor's been on there. More are probably coming. And they do an event. And I didn't even know about it. And I'm not happy I didn't know about it. I knew some people were going. I thought it was invitation only, or I would have crashed it. I'm actually meeting with the owner tomorrow. I'm meeting with, what's her name? Kilmer. Kelly Kilmer. I'm meeting with her tomorrow because I said, I don't know if you know this, but we got a lot of people in this office in the top 500. Now, when you say top 500 real producers, they had an event celebrating this group. And I thought, wait a minute, we need to really do something with this. So I want to share with you the 16 people in our office that made the top 500 in our MLS. Now, keep in mind, some of you saying 500, that's a lot of people. You got about 6,500 people in our MLS. So you're talking about 7.5%, the top 7.5%. And here they are. I will just tell you, I am in awe of you. I am proud as heck of you. And we have a cake back there to celebrate you. So I want to give you guys all a big hand. And quite frankly, we will be spending more time talking about the events at Real Producers, because I'm telling you, I think people really like the idea of maybe being on the cover of a magazine, or maybe in the magazine, the rising star, the vendors and all that stuff. So we're going to build that relationship and see where that goes.
Do
Okay.
you know if our office has the percentage-wise the highest number within, like,
Oh God, that is a great.
however many, 484 left, divided
You know
among all
what?
the other brokerages in the one?
That might be someone smarter than me to figure out. I know I have the list and I know what companies they're with. It's a matter of, you know how many companies there are? But you know, it'd be really great to know how many Keller Williams agents are on that list.
Sure. What determines top producer, GCI, units?
Units and GCI.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be by dollar. It's not even GCI, I beg your pardon, it's volume, sales volume. Keep in mind, the only caveat here is this is all funded by the MLS. If there are properties that are off market, it's not going to show up here. That's the only thing that I know, but I don't know another way of them to get the information. I will tell you one other piece. Every individual agent, as you see, you got team people on here. You got your wife's on here, Neil. You got Janice. You got Angela Parker. You've got, various people that are on teams. They're pulling the data out of MLS. It's not by team. It's by individual. Now, the team member is getting probably half the credit if it's a listing because you're co-listing. So 50% is going to the rainmaker, 50% is going to the actual individual. So I don't know a way to do it there's not a way for us to do it any other way, because I don't know how other brokerages are manning their team. So we just have to go with the
They
flow.
look at all under one person only.
Well, some of them are doing it that way, some do not.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Is this
So
like per year or what?
this is in 2021. So it is a 12-month cycle. Okay. All right, kind of a cool thing. Very proud of you guys. And our top profit share earner, Kristen Wazowski, of course.
Does that ever change?
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's great.
Sometimes it's great. You probably will be up there once in a while too. Okay, real quick, numbers. When you are looking at these numbers, this is the market center number. This is month over month, year to date. This particular piece of numbers are where we're looking at what we did this year in January versus last January. Okay,
This is
so
my committee.
that's right, numbers. That's right. So we are outpacing every thank you. And except in listings taken, we took a lot more listings last January versus this past January. We're a little bit aware of that. However, it's going to show up somewhere else. And this is why we're having a listing contest. But you can see we've done better in 2021 than we did or 2022 than we did in 2021. Okay, see how that, see it? Okay, so then when we look at how are we doing compared to the market, this is the one that we put out there and promote. This is why you're seeing positives. The only two things that are not on here were listings taken, because we are not outpacing the market on listings taken. They are kicking our butt. I think it's 29%. Yeah. So the market's taking more listings than us. Maybe it's just a fluke, and I hope so, but look at the number that really I love too. Contracts written. We are outpacing the market 66% in written contracts in January. That's your future income. That's a big deal.
Almost looks like negative 66.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dash. Oh, it's not. Okay, no, all these are positives. There's no negatives on this slide. Because this is a slide I want to post out there in.
Yeah, don't.
Take the high.
Okay. But put a plus sign, yeah, that's true. Thank you for that. I didn't even notice. I've looked at this thing 15 times. I didn't even notice it. Okay, so this is really cool. And when I say put this out there, post this on your Facebook. We're gonna post it, share it, put it out there, because the market, the community does not know. And they're assuming that all these other people that are toting we're number one are number one. Let's show them. No, you're not. We are. Okay, this is a little harder conversation, but I'm going to tell you, we're just going to make sure we are reminding people. Oops, hold on here. Nope, that's not it. Okay, teams and groups. We have a policy at Keller Williams Mullinex. If you are an agent interested in being on a team, or if you are a team interested in an agent that's currently in our office, we have a protocol. You must come and talk to me first. There's no conversations allowed. Guys, this is a cultural issue. Now, I will tell you this, I will never, ever, ever stand in the way of someone being successful. It's not about having someone be a solo agent versus being on a team. It is not that. There's just a protocol that goes into this. So if you are an agent and you are interested in a team, please come talk to me. If you are a rainmaker and you're interested in someone that's in our office, come talk to me. Now, if you're recruiting outside the office, bring it. There's nothing that I need to know about any of that. Because here's the deal, especially for new folks. They come in, they get in productivity coaching. Brian spends a lot of time with them. And anybody that joins a team from the coaching group, the team is responsible to pay their coaching fee on their first 4 transactions. Okay, so I need everybody to be aware of that. So if you are interested in finding someone that's in the productivity coaching group and they have not closed 4 units, which is the requirement of that group of being there before they can leave it, then it's got to be paid. Okay, any questions on any of that?
Yeah, just to clarify, because this is never gonna happen to me, so I can put this out there. Let's just say that a new agent comes to the market center and approaches a team leader or a team saying, hey, I'm really interested, and they have no concept of don't recruit from within. What should the response of that team leader or that team be?
Well, first of all, thank you for coming to me, but I would recommend you go talk to Stephanie. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, because you guys, they don't know. People don't know. And everybody is usually really, really great at this, but every once in a while, I just feel like I need to bring it up. Okay, any questions on any of that? No? All right. So next, getting towards the end, guys, I promise. The Oklahoma Real Estate Commission, they have got some funny little things that they're really getting picky about. And Susan Beach, one of our team leaders in Tulsa, is on the board. And we had a call with her, a regional call, and she shared a few things. And I think it's really important that you know this because they are cracking down on this stuff. First thing, teams and groups cannot go out there and tell the community that they own their company. Guess what? You do own your company. Drives me crazy. But see, the Real Estate Commission doesn't look at it like that. The Real Estate Commission looks like we own you, right? And so if you're out there saying I am the owner of my company, they're thinking you're the owner of Mullinex, and you're not the owner of Mullinex, right? So be very careful about how you do it because they're going after teams. I'm telling you, they don't love teams. They never have. It makes their life challenging. They wish it was just the broker and you guys were just agents and all that stuff. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. This is being recorded, probably. Don't throw me under the bus. So just don't say you're owners, okay? Second, if you are doing these beautiful team photos, if you have someone in there that's part of your admin and they're not licensed, you must say, this is our team and admin. You have to say that there are people present. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, they're splitting hairs. But you have to state that this is our team, including our incredible administrative assistants, whatever. And then lastly, this is hilarious. So it used to be your 12-month provisional license. You had to take that 45-hour course, post-licensing course, and by the time that 1-year period was up. They've since changed it. And they say you have to have it done within 6 months. But they have no way to monitor it. So I said, well, okay, what do we do? Tell them they need to have it done within the first 6 months. Okay, but there's no, it's a suggestion, I'm guessing, because the way I see it, if you can't monitor it and hold people accountable to it, it's not a standard, it's a suggestion. However, I highly recommend you doing it anyway. Okay?
How do they monitor now that it's been the first 12 months?
Because your license has a 12-month expiration date on it. So that's how they do it.
Wait, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Sorry. How do we join a committee at ORIC that keeps us from having stupid rules?
ORIC, I do not know of any committees at ORIC.
Okay.
They
so
do
it's-
have general.
They do have meetings.
And we can voice our opinions at those.
Yeah, here's the deal. There was a long time that the reason there were a lot of problems, and I was at a meeting with one of the investigators years ago, about 5 years ago when I first got here, she came and talked to all the leadership at Keller Williams up at Elite and said, you guys make it hard on us because you let your people brand themselves. That's when the rules finally came out and they said, obviously, we've tried everything to get you to change your business model, but you won't. So here's what we're going to do. If you have a team name, you must register it with OREC, and they're going to collect $100 on that. You must advertise with the brokerage name attached to it. Your team name, the Mullinex logo brand must be 50%, no more than 50% smaller than your name. Okay, they just make it, they just don't care for it. They want to really tie it back to the broker is responsible for you, and if you're out there doing something, it might be hard to track you down. So it's just never been something that they've been fond of. And I just feel like we kind of get hit a lot because of it. So go to some of their board meetings. I think it would be, if you've never been, it's kind of a hoop. Plus you see who all's doing what illegally. I just wanted to bring this up because I think there's probably not one person in this room. But you gotta think about it. You've got March 16th is coming up in a few weeks. And that will be 2 years since we shut down our community because of COVID. 2 years. Okay. So immediately after we reopened, but even prior to that, the agents here were astonishing. You absolutely did a pivot and changed a lot of your business practices. I was in awe of you. It was incredible. Showing houses virtually, writing contracts without products being seen, closing deals. I mean, it was just an incredible time and you did it. I still think, so what I'm talking about saying still on the couch is not related to a lot of you. This is for the people that are still suffering, that are still home. Let me tell you, you know that whole 66 days to change a habit or add a habit? 66 days. Imagine if it was 700 days. Imagine the habits you created at home for 700 days while we've been in a pandemic. Hard to get up in the morning, hard to get going, hard, just challenge. So if anybody has ever tried to quit smoking, quit drinking, lose weight, any of those really hard things, this could fall right in there with that because we're just so used to it. So I'm just putting it out there. If anybody out there is wanting to do something different, I'm here to help. I am here to help. And if I haven't seen you in a while, I might reach out and say hi. See if there's anything I can do for you.
I picked up a really bad disc golf habit I'm trying to kick.
Damn it.
And I'm wondering if there's anything to do to help.
I'll go play with you.
Really interesting.
I really want to go play with you. I'll go play with you. I love it. Anyway, thank you for lightening that up, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, like, you gotta be serious. Put a course around the.
Oh, yeah,
It breaks fast. Yeah.
that would be so fun. Have you ever played?
Yes.
Oh, it's fun. Okay,
Good social committee activity.
so our regional office has decided that we're not doing a big gala regional event this year, again. So, we should be getting the information to get started on our regional awards. And we will be doing an event here on March 22nd. I'm not sure of anything else other than we will be giving away plaques for production. There will be food. I'm thinking of making it a little later in the day, maybe a little alcohol. And let's celebrate a little bit better than we have. So I'm really looking forward to that. So please save the date. All right, so save the date, March 22nd.
Let's do a cookout, grill out. Let's cook things on our grill on the back porch.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's coming.
I'm gonna get,
Yeah.
I just don't want to load it on my trailer.
Well, I need help.
Yeah. Okay, couple of things. On Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, Crystal is answering questions on command. Q and Q. That was my typo, not yours. Oh, okay, so, okay. Also, for those of you that might be interested in what commercial looks like, CoStar, we are, I'm working with Matt over at CoStar. I am not sponsoring it, but he is over on March 9th. If you've got an interest in commercial real estate, they're inviting all of the KW commercial as well as other people that in the commercial business for a networking gathering, kind of making a little CoStar thing. But if you got any interest, please come see me and I'll give you the details. And Ignite's in full swing. Thursdays, 1 to 3, all are invited to participate. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm going later. I'm just saying. No, that's not what I'm gonna do. Family reunion is this coming weekend, and there was about 18 slides on it, and I just blow right past them because it's this weekend. Guys, if you have not watched any of these videos, we're on any of these learning things with Julia Shea, Color Real Estate and Unconscious Bias. These things are really incredible. I guarantee you probably don't even know some of the things that you might be doing. You probably don't even think about, Sean mentioned it, really good stuff. I wanted to make sure that you knew that these were available and coming up. You can go to kwevents.com and pull up any of the others coming as well. Command, there's ways to level up your lead generation. Crystal is the guru. Please see her. KW Prep, we do not have KW school here yet. We do not have the 3 school, but we do have prep. Just had my first person finish the program. And it's pretty cool. I'm giving it out. I've probably given it to about 30 people. If you know anybody interested in a career in real estate, please send them to me. I would love to share this with them. It will give them a really good overview if it's for them before they spend a penny. Outfront Magazine is out there. There's a social. Guys, I have to bring this up. Peggy asked me to bring it up too. The do not call list is super duper important. The liability is $500 to $1,500 bucks. This is why Keller Williams is so adamant about calling people you know. If you are going to call people you don't know, please make sure you check the list because they can complain, and I'm telling you, they are doing it. Upcoming events, we've got March Madness coming, our listing contest. Flyers are out. It's for everybody, some really cool prizes. Land Voice tomorrow from 1 to 2 o'clock, how to overcome low inventory and get more listings now. I think we are in the place where we really need to hopefully fill that room with that content. Family reunion live stream. Nobody has raised their hand that they want to be here Saturday and Sunday for that. So we will not be doing the live stream here in the office, but we will be live streaming Monday and Tuesday, okay? Just got news this morning, Jim and Linda McKissick. Linda McKissick got over $1 million last year for profit share. She has been receiving $1 million for at least 10 years since I've been here. Every year in profit share. She and her husband Jim are from Denton. They're coming up to Oklahoma City on March 10th from 10 to 1. They're going to be talking about just building wealth in general. I'm sure profit share will be part of that, but
they're talking about building big wealth. So I will have a flyer out. We have to RSVP. They're gonna have a little continental breakfast there as well. First Step to Bold is coming, and I am handpicking people that I think need to attend. So when you get a tap on your shoulder, that's probably what I'm calling about. More to come.
You know where it's gonna be at? Yeah.
It's at the Fraternal Order of Police up on, in the Stockyards, Oklahoma City. We've had it there many, many times. Guys, we have not had a live bull in 2 years. And Scott Toombs is the coach and he's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Way, way awesome. So I highly recommend, if you're here, this is where Gary's little quote comes in. You do not prepare for the market you're in, you're preparing for the market to come. Guys, our market, okay, I'm gonna try to, our market, there's this old saying, what goes up must come down, right? Everything that goes up, every commodity that goes up must come down. So if this is all about home sales and all this is happening and all this, it's eventually gonna go down. If anybody's been in the business more than 20 years, you've seen it. More than 15 years, you've seen it. So if we are to say that right here is the moment when you're realizing it's getting ready to fall, right? And you're hoping you get out before this happens. But here's the reality. This portion right here is where we are. Some places have already hit this. But right here is where we are. This length right here, this time right here has been 14 years. Never in the history of home ownership have we been in an up market for 14 years, ever. I'm not saying gloom and doom, but I'm telling you, prepare, because it's coming. It just cannot continue as it is right now. I don't think it's going to be like it was in the Great Recession 2008. It's not going to be it, but you're going to have to be prepared. Let me tell you, the reason I'm pushing bold is because bold prepares you for any market, not just a good market, because let me tell you what's going to happen. Mark my words. It's February 15th at 12:45. Here's what I'm going to say. When this market shifts, our 6,500 agents are probably going to go down to about 5,000. You know why? Some people are going to just ride in the wave of easy. And then all of a sudden the market gets hard. That's when Keller Williams agents take market share, because they know what to do no matter what's going on in the market. That is why you take bold. Get ready, because you start practicing this, you'll never not do it. So getting off this up box. Okay, that's it. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming, and enjoy more lunch.
And cake.
And cake.
And please.
Siobhan, how long have you been?
Real estate, it'll be nice.
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Huh?
Okay.
Is it this?
It is 8
Is it
weeks.
this?
Mhm. No, it's once a week. The first step of all is around 12, and that's free.
Or is
That's
it
2
this?
through 7.
I think
and
it's
from
gonna
9 to 2:30 on Wednesday.
Isn't that the way it always is? Because the economy is always going up.
Well, especially in Oklahoma, because
From
we're
a trade
not
called Eddie Telling
close
you.
with the millions.
I mean, if we did this and housing prices went back to what it was 14 years ago,
Well.
income is not going back to what 14
Yeah.
years ago, right? So really what we have to address and
Yeah, right.
correction
I don't know how to
is
turn
really
that.
just this
Hey,
part
Sandy,
that
I don't
puts
know
us
how to
back
turn
down to
the
the
Zoom on.
unrealistic increase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Because that's what I.
There's
hear.
there's a leave.
Some
There's
people
a
think,
stop
you know,
recording
the
or
market's
a.
gonna crash. It's like it can't. We don't have enough inventory to crash. We are starting to see foreclosures of
Okay,
HUD homes,
let's see.
however, they're 2 years behind.
Well, that's
So
just
it'll
the,
take that long to get them.
No, that's just that piece. That's
Yes.
return to meeting.
And so really, I mean, just the nature of the American
How do you turn
economy,
on
and probably
the-
the global economy, is that it goes up.
How do you turn
That's
that
the
off?
nature. And even though the value
Mm,
of the unit
Where's the?
is always consistent, because what I get
Well,
paid by the
I know, right?
hour and what a gallon of milk costs rides.
Stop video?
the same income, right?
No.
But theoretically.
When I talk to
Okay,
road surveyors,
maybe that's it.
they all say.
Oh, stop
"Yeah,
sharing.
You're gonna California, Austin.
Oh,
where you say
okay,
people
now
pay
in.
100, 200,000 over.
Duh.
You're
Goodbye.
gonna see it